Good morning. I thought as I get ready, I would explain the workout. Today we're going to use my watch to go through the timer versus the phone, just exploring a little bit. Things that you'll need so you can hit pause before you get started, or you can grab now real quick. A towel, so if you're staying at a hotel or anything like that, you should have access to a towel. You can grab 2 small hand towels or 1 big towel. We're gonna do plank slides with those. You're gonna put your feet on them and push yourself back and forth on the floor. So you do need a soft surface, or I'm sorry, a hardwood surface. If you were at a hotel, you can use the bathroom tile and whatnot if you want to. I'll show you a swap if you don't want to do that, so it's totally fine. Second piece of equipment is a chair. We're gonna do pistol squats. You'll lower yourself into the chair and go from there. You may see some kittens running around. Totally good. And there's also a mess. Tomorrow's the race, so why I'm doing this the day before a 24-hour race, I don't know. I may regret this, but we'll see. It's only 15 minutes, right? All right, to the game plan. I will start my timer, and you can always fast forward this to the actual workout as I ramble. So I'm gonna use my watch. We're gonna set up the minutes to 0. We're gonna set up the timer to be 50 seconds, so that for each warm-up exercise, so 4 exercises for each mobility part, will be 50 seconds with a 10-second transition. When we get to the actual workout part, we'll do 30 seconds of work per exercise, because today we are going to do metabolic, so that's going to include squat jumps with mountain climbers. So we're keeping the strength training part in terms of the active seconds shorter in relation to the past days where there were 45 seconds. So today will be shorter for that matter. I suspect the cat will probably move once he sees me moving and whatnot.
Right.
All right, to start, and you can always, for the mobility part as well, watch me do it first and then do it with me. But each is gonna be 50 seconds in duration. So to start, we're gonna sit on the floor. I'm gonna start my timer. These are 90-90s with reach. So it's gonna be 50 seconds. I'm gonna hit start. Basically in this 90-90 position, I'm gonna roll all the way to my right side, put my hands on the floor, fists, rotate to my right, reach, and then rotate. So we're just gonna go back and forth. Should feel relatively good. Essentially full body. We're getting great knee mobility in, hip mobility, opening up the spine. When you get that reach in, you should feel your lats, so this large muscle on the side, stretching as you reach, but also because it's where it's connected on the lower portion of your body, lower back, you should feel a good stretch down there as well. We got 5 seconds. All right, timer has stopped. And then we're gonna get Coco here. We're gonna move him along. All right, I'm gonna stop that. 10-second transition, essentially. We're gonna go to a split stance with thoracic rotation. So, gonna go split stance here. Both hands are gonna be on the floor out here. I'm gonna hit the timer. From this position, I'm gonna rotate. I'm fine with this knee bending so you can get some rotation out of it. Coming back. Back and forth. If you haven't, my body's popping right now. Early in the morning, waking up. So as your body has these little pops and whatnot going on, as long as they're not painful, typically it's gases from the joints being released. Totally normal, totally fine. Ooh. So it should feel relatively good, especially if you've been sitting all day long, or are just waking up. We got 10 seconds. We're just gonna go back and forth, nice and gentle. I find myself using the word gentle while doing mobility and stretching, just because that's what it should be. Nice and gentle. All right, that was the timer. Next up, we're gonna go into, and so if you see me looking down here, look at my notebook for all my workouts. Supine bridge with reach. Kind of same concept in terms of what we just did with the split stance. I'm sorry, the 90-90 with reach. I'm gonna hit this, lying on your back, glute bridge position. We're gonna hip thrust up and then reach to the left, reach to the right. Timer's going, glute bridge up, reach, back down with the glute bridge up and reach at the same time. So it should feel good. Again, really good lat stretch. Opening up the shoulders, opening up the chest, rotating the spine. Getting good hip extension in, so as you raise up, hips are extending. If you can't extend that high, totally don't worry about that. You can even lay or get a slight glute bridge and reach at the same time and still feel really good. And again, we're just going back and forth, 7 seconds. All right. Next up, we are going into, let me stop that. Hamstring, lying 90-90. So this is my favorite way to stretch my hamstrings. I'm gonna go side so you can kind of see me this way. Not really the greatest camera position, but that's fine. I'm just gonna go this way so you can see me, do the stretch. We'll go 25 seconds on one side and the other. So you're gonna bring your knee up as far as you can in a flexed position and then extend as far as you can. We're stretching the hamstrings, back of the thigh, and we're just gonna do dynamic, kind of like just go up, hold for a few seconds, back down. And so I prefer doing it this way to stretch. I feel like a lot of times when we do this, and it's more kind of like at a 90 degrees straight up, some people don't like a great stretch in it. You might be activating more your quads than anything. At least that's what it feels like. So otherwise, here we get a nice 90-90 stretch, hamstring stretch in. Let's switch sides. Ooh. You may have one side that's tighter than the other. It's totally fine, totally normal. Typically we have one side that's gonna be tighter, one side that's gonna be stronger. So 25 seconds-ish each side. Again, this is my favorite way to stretch the hamstrings. My other favorite way is doing the squat to stand, which was day before yesterday's workout. All right, so stop. So now we're gonna go into the workout part. I'm gonna change my timer to 30 seconds. Boop. Keep the minute the same, 0 minutes, going into timer, 30 seconds. So you can catch a little break right now, listening to me ramble. 30 seconds is the objective here. So the first exercise we're gonna do is gonna be pistol squats, alternating, so you can grab your chair. Boop, boop. So I'm gonna scoot this back just in case the camera is not in good view per se. So what you can do with this, I'm gonna give you an example first. If you want, you can put your foot out to give you a staggered stance if you don't feel you have the strength to do a full pistol squat. And then we're gonna switch sides. So again, staggered stance if you wanna make it easier, or if your legs aren't strong enough just yet. With this staggered stance, we're still working that one side. So I'm gonna hit this timer, and we're gonna alternate throughout. So timer is going. Switching sides. As I do this, I'm like, should I be doing these if the race is tomorrow? Totally me overthinking it. Just to ensure that I have full energy, legs are fully capable of doing tomorrow. All right, we got 8 seconds, 7. Try to control that descent. 2, 1, good, timer's done. Next exercise we're gonna do is gonna be your push-ups. So as I said, push-ups are always gonna be in this workout or body weight series. So these are called knee push away. So again, different variation. I'm gonna give you an example of from the knees first. This type of push-up is gonna hit the upper chest more than anything, but still hit the triceps. We're going down at an angle. So you're gonna be here and pushing away. Now, if you wanna make it harder, knees are gonna be up, come up, boop. Just like that. So now the more advanced version here is called a Prowler Pushup. Let's go ahead and hit that timer first. So you choose whichever modification you're gonna do. I'm gonna go with the Prowler, so we make it harder, feet are gonna be out. So essentially once you get down, you're in that full push-up position. And I'm gonna go ahead and stay on the mat that way you can at least see me. Got 10 seconds. So with these Prowler push-ups or knee push-ups, you can go as fast as you want. All right, so that's timer. Now that we know what to expect, we're gonna do a 10-second transition. This will go a little bit faster and smoother. Pull your chair back out. 10-second transition. Alternating pistol squats. On this round, I'll go ahead and do the modified version. That's staggered stance. So as you do it, you're driving off the leg that's stationary, the leg that's closest to you. 8 seconds. Really strengthens that quad and glute. 2, 1, as I flow down. All right. Next up, you get your Prowler push-ups, or you can go into the modified position with the knees on the floor. Timer is going, so remember we can get into that full push-up position extension and push back. Again, this is gonna hit more upper chest than if you were to do normal push-ups or standard push-ups. 10 seconds. 5, 3. Nice job. All right, 10-second transition. That's enough time for us to grab our chair. I think I'm preferring this timer better. Yes, it's more work on my part. I'm gonna go standard again. Modified. Me getting in my head about the race tomorrow. I'll stop talking about the race now. Just being mindful of my legs and whatnot. So, again, just alternating and whatnot. Per the timer comment, I think I like this way better. Just to have a little bit more control of how long the mobility stuff is with the minute, and then switching out to the 30 seconds versus my phone. Having to grab the app, turn the camera off, switch out, da-da-da-da-da. So, last set of the push-ups. 10-second transition-ish. Timer is going, full part or extension of the push-up. Push back. So it's almost like you're pushing into child's pose position. So just a different variation of push-up. You still may be sore from hitting triceps, shoulders, and chest and doing these over the last 5 days already. That was 3 sets already. That's great. All right, next up. Gonna do some abs. This is an abs superset, so maybe a fan of it. Some people like to kind of separate it, some people like to have the abs all together. We're gonna do it together. So, as long as you don't, if you have a cat in place, don't knock them out as you take the chair away. We're gonna do up and overs into your plank slides, push-aways, which is gonna use that. So the up and overs, let's do that first. Essentially pretend like there's an object here. You're gonna lift your legs up and over from left to right. Timer's going, lean back on your hands, up and over. So a lot of times we would use a dumbbell standing vertical, and just lifting up. It's really great for the core, obliques as we get those rotations in. So you may feel upper abs more so, you may feel lower abs more so. If this is hard, you can do it. I feel like my voice just cracked. If this is hard, you can do one leg at a time and do that instead. All right, so planks. You're gonna get a view of my butt, so I'm gonna face this way. Feet are gonna be on your towel, and you're gonna push your body from your forearms, letting your toes kind of gliding along the surface, and pull back. So for example, I'll start the timer, for me anyway. Plank position, push yourself back and pull And we're just going back and forth in this manner. You can alter the intensity by how far you push back. If you need a subtle push or glide back, do so. If you need more of a more intense plank, just push yourself further back. 3, 2, 1, good. All right, so this is your 2. This is kind of like an so essentially we're not kind of like shifting the core, flexing it, or anything like that. Nice and stable. We'll go back into our up and overs, and then I'll show you a modified version of the plank pushbacks, plank slides and whatnot. Timer's gonna go, up and overs. So depending on core strength for you, you may already feel your abs burning. Also not even core strength, but just kind of what you're used to exposure-wise. Again, some people enjoy doing abs separate of one another, so maybe like have it in the first set versus both back to back. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Modified of this plank, we can do what we did the other day, and that's essentially a body saw plank where I'm gonna hit the timer. You can do, if you're gonna do the other way, do the slides when I start the timer. Otherwise, you can do this. So plank position, and you're in this body saw position where you pull with your elbows, activating serratus anterior, kind of like your ribs, and pivoting from your toes. So you're kind of getting more ankle flexion and extension. So we're just rocking back and forth. So when we do that third set, you can decide, or you can kind of even rewind this video and redo or whatnot, whatever you need to do for you. At the end of the day, it's all about finding what works for you, which then allows me to ramble on my next part. All right, last set of up and overs into body saw plank, or planks, yeah. Finding what works for you. Oftentimes we typically listen to advice from others who've had success, which is what we should do. However, we apply what worked for them to us. And a lot of times it doesn't work that way. We end up doing that, and then we're like, wait, I failed it. You know, maybe this isn't for me, but instead it's like we've not been able to take, utilizing what we've learned from that individual and applied it to our lifestyle. And so therefore, when we can do that, we find a lot more success. So per this workout and whatnot, find the modification that works best for you so that you can maintain that consistency and whatnot. I'm gonna go into the plank saws, slides with the towel. And maybe you're not here to work out with me. Maybe you're here just to watch the cats in the background. Your objective here is to keep your hips up. Don't let them sag. Don't let them hike up. So just 30 seconds. And if you need a pause to take a little break during this. 6 seconds. 4, 2, nice. Woo. All right. Done with strength. Going into metabolic. Squat jumps into mountain climbers. I'm not really looking forward to this. I can imagine you're probably not either. So squat jumps, essentially, I think also the heat's blowing on me, which is why I'm sweating more. Squat jumps, 2 options. Hands down, touch the floor every time. We just want a slight pulse jump if you want, versus a power jump. We're trying to get as high as we can. Then we're going to the floor into mountain climbers. And I'll show you that when we get there. So I'm gonna start the timer. 3 rounds of this for 30 seconds each. And if you don't want to do touch the floor, maybe it's mobility reasons, whatever, just gonna go a slight jump off the ground, 5-6 inches. Feet can go out as wide as you'd like, or in as you like. Again, it's about finding what's best for you. You can even go in and out. Boop. 3, 2, 1. I made an error, so don't mind me real quick. This is supposed to be 20 seconds, not 30 seconds. Surprise! All right, mountain climbers. You can add that to your bonus points for the day. 20 seconds mountain climbers. You can go as fast as you want, as slow as you like. The objective here is just to get your heart rate up. Some people like to touch their feet to the ground as they come up. That's what I prefer. Some like to not. So I've just always done toe taps, if you will. Woo! See, I told you I was gonna be a fan of this. I do like getting my heart rate up, but. All right, back to the beginning. Squat jump straight into it. 20 seconds, not 30 seconds this time. So hands can go here in goblet position. 9 seconds. Goes a lot faster than 30 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1. Oh, all right. Down to the floor. 10-second transition. Control your breathing. Timer's going. So modifying this position, if it's hard, you can increase the incline or angle to an incline. It's going to alter the mechanics of the mountain climber to make it easier. So you could use a chair that we just had. You can use a table, countertop even. Just lifting the legs towards you. You can even just stand here and do this as well. All right, squat jumps. Last set of these. So even for the squat jumps, if this becomes hard on you, just go into squats. The objective is just to move your body consistently. 3, 2, 1. Nailed it. All right, last one. The nice thing about timed is that it goes much faster. We can also kind of zone out, neat talk, ramble, versus counting reps and being like, crap, what rep am I on? I always forget. And so I always tell clients, we did it. I'll ramble real quick then stop. When it comes to reps and stuff like that, there's not one that's better than the other. Oftentimes I find myself telling clients to use a timer just so they can zone out and not have to think, after a work day anyway. You can just zone out, do the time versus counting reps. A lot of times many people get stressed about the reps and it's kind of like, oh shoot, like what rep am I on? Well, if the workout has prescribed 8 to 10 reps and whatnot, I need to be doing 8 to 10, but what if I do more, so on and so forth. All that's very minuscule for most people who are just like trying to be consistent with the workouts. The objective is just to move in general. So, okay, ramble over. Good job. Workout number 5 of April for 15 minutes. This might have been a little bit over, just with me rambling, doing this option with my watch instead. So, great job, and virtual, I'll see you tomorrow.